So one thing you just said was, and I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. You said like the left will be more emotional and the right kind of more like steady. So like the Capitol riots, right? Like
Yeah.
that was not steady. I actually don't know like what your opinion is on the Capitol riots and stuff. What's your,
Yeah.
because those
Well,
people were
look,
not chill. They were not steady headed. They were not
yeah,
level
yeah.
headed.
Yeah. So when I was saying it there, I was generally talking about the pundit class, just sort of the
Pundit
way
class.
the pundit class behaves.
Okay.
But I'll
Okay.
totally address your question. I mean, look,
Yeah.
the January 6th thing, first off, the idea that they've pinned this as an insurrection, that AOC is now in therapy because of this thing, and she feels like she was in a war. I mean, these are her words, not mine.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the idea, she said something like, she was like, we were 60 minutes away from a martial law, like some really bananas stuff. Nobody in that crowd brought a gun. There was no plan. They haven't found one piece of paper with a plan like, oh, we're going to take over the Capitol building and then we're going to march underground to the White House and we're going to arrest there was no plan. There were no guns. That's not to defend everything that everybody did, but there's a lot of video now that you won't see on mainstream where cops were literally moving barricades out of the way to let people into the Capitol. There's a video, I don't know if you've seen this, it just was leaked in the last couple of days, where there's a leader of the group that was there and he's talking to a cop and the cop saying, yeah, you guys can come in. We just, we want you to be orderly. We don't want you to break things or destroy property. And he announces that to the crowd. So that is not in any way to defend the people that actually broke things or stole computers or of course that has to be dealt with. But the media use this thing in a very cynical way. They use this to frame all Trump supporters as radical maniacs who want to take over the U.S. government, and the Democrats and the media won't let it go because they got the chip that they wanted. That's what this is about. Nobody thinks that those people were like. Think about what an insurrection would really be. Like there are government insurrections. There are coups in the world. Well, there are coups all over the place. I mean, watch Woody Allen Bananas. I mean, you want to see a funny coup, but like. The idea that they would just go in and they had literally no weapons, there was no leader, no coordination, no plan. Like it was just a bunch of people who were fired up and perhaps some of them slightly misguided. That's really all it was.
Yeah, and the left protests all the time. The left protests all the time.
Oh, they burn down cities all day long. You see what's going on in Portland right now?
Actually, like I was going to ask you about that because I don't know that much about that. What's going on in Portland right now?
Well, Portland, it never ends. Portland is sort of the epicenter of woke stupidity. And there are masked, what I would say are domestic terrorists on the street every night, attacking federal courthouses, attacking police officers, attacking public property, throwing firebombs and Molotov cocktails and attacking reporters. And for some reason, we don't see this on mainstream media because they're the foot soldiers, in essence, of the Democrats. That's just true. Like,
these are like the Antifa types.
Yeah, these are the Antifa types, and there's a weird alliance now between Antifa and BLM, and they're really trying to just burn down the country. And they've been told, by the way, by the Democrats, go ahead and do it. Nobody condemns them. Nobody condemns them, right? So, but the one time people on the right did it, it's an insurrection. But if you burn down a federal courthouse, I think the Biden administration actually came out with a statement saying that you can attack the courthouse as long as nobody's in the courthouse at night, something to that effect. Like it's really, really crazy stuff we're dealing with.
Yeah.